Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, you're highly welcome. This is 401 Styling. Today I'm going to show us how to craft a shoulder dart bustier pattern. Okay, we have Armhole Princess dart and we also have a shoulder dart. So the first thing I will do now is to mark a margin line which is going to serve as my shoulder line. You can also start from the beginning of your paper, but I just like to work with a straight line. So here as well, I'm going to draw a straight line just like you see me doing, and this is going to serve as my center front. This is just to guide me. So this particular pattern is going to be an half scale because it will be attached to a dress or a peplum as a top. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to mark your vertical measurements, which includes the bust point, the under bust, and the length. Okay, I'm going to mark this forward and I'm going to connect with a straight line. So if you are going to make a blouse, you are going to extend the length to the blouse length. Okay, so but for this it's just going to be an half scale. So after this, the next thing you want to do is to divide your shoulder measurements by 2 and you add your 0.5 sewing allowance. This is optional, you can decide not to add it. Okay, so after this now you can either draw the chest line now or you draw it later, but if you want to draw the chest line, you just go up by 2 inches, you mark it forward and you connect. So after that now you go down by 1 inch from the point you stop and you connect to the center front this way, and that is going to be our shoulder slope. After that, you're going to go ahead and label all your lines. So I have my shoulder line, the bust point, under bust, and the waist. After that, the next thing I want to do now is to take my dart. Okay, for the waist dart, you're going to divide your bust band into 2 and mark whatever you get on the bust point. But on the under bust line and the waist, you're going to subtract 0.5 from whatever measurement you use on the bust point. Okay, so just like this one, I measured 3.5 on the bust point line and 3 inches on the under bust line and waist. Then you're going to connect just like you see me do. Okay, so after that now, the next thing you do is to come to this neckline area and plot your preferred neckline. Okay, come to the shoulder and plot your neckline, but for this one I'm just going to plot a round neckline. Okay, so the measurement I'm using is 3.5 by 3.5. You can go ahead and use less or more than that. After which you plot the neckline, the next thing you want to do is to divide the shoulder into 2 equal half. Okay, I have 4 inches here. After that, you connect with a straight line to the bust point. So the next thing you want to do now is to tighten the waist and the under bust area. For this, you are going to use 2 inch or 2.5 inches depending on the bust size of the person you're working with, and you're going to mark it on the waistline and the under bust line. You connect it with a straight line this way and you connect back to the bust points with a curve. Okay, this way you make use of your curve rule. Okay, so that measurement varies depending on the bust size. Okay, so after that now you come to this shoulder area and you measure whatever you have here and impute the same value after this line. Okay, from here forward. You can also maintain that same measurement or you mark more than that. Okay, so I measured 2 inches and I'm going to connect to the bust points this way. With this we have plotted our shoulder dart. Okay, and you can also go ahead and make use of 2.5 inches. Okay, and connect just like we used to do for our Armhole Princess dart. Okay, whatever value you decide to make use of. Okay, you are just going to replace it on the side like this. So the next thing you want to do now, after plotting the shoulder, you are going to replace the dart intake. Remember, wherever we take a dart, we need to replace it, except we are snatching. So what we are going to do, you add your initial shoulder measurement plus the dart intake you took, so 7 inches plus 2.5 inches altogether. I'm going to measure it on the shoulder like this and I'm going to connect to the chest line. So after this now, the next thing you want to do is to extend the shoulder slope. So this is why you can decide to take the shoulder slope after taking the shoulder dart. Okay, so after extending this one, you are going to create your armhole. You can come up from your bust point by 2, or better still, you calculate your chest line by making use of bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Okay, so whatever value you get, you come down from the shoulder slope and measure it downward, or you just go up by 2 inches from your bust point, just like this one that I just did. Okay, and from the shoulder slope you're going to connect down to that chest line. So to have a straight line, you're going to impute whatever you have on the shoulder line on the chest line, and you connect to the straight line. Okay, so you need to have accurate value over there. Okay, and you're going to divide the armhole. Okay, you're going to divide it into 2 equal half and create your armhole the way we used to create it. It's still the same method. On the waistline, you divide your waist circumference into 4, and you had your 2 inches dart intake, and you had your seam allowance. And if you do not want to add a seam allowance, it's fine. So here on the chest line, you're going to impute your bust circumference and then divide it into 4, add your seam allowance, and here we're going to create our armhole curve. Okay, so that is it about that. Okay, so after this, now the next thing you want to do is to label your pattern. This center front is going to be on fold, and the side front is going to be 2-piece, except you have other agenda you want to use your pattern for. But for the normal shoulder dart, this is how you're going to draft it, and all these parts that I marked, or you're going to cut it out just to indicate where you're going to cut out. So just kindly pay attention to the parts that I'm going to cut out. So thank you guys for watching up to this moment. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Hit on the notification bell so that whenever we drop a new video, you are going to be notified. And do not forget to like this video and share for other people to see. I'm cutting out the neckline, and we are done with the front bodice. Okay, so this is what you're going to have at the end. Just go to the back bodice. So for the back bodice, it's going to have a zipper allowance. After this straight line, I'm going to measure 1.5 to 2 inches depending on how wide you want your zipper allowance to be. Whatever value you choose, you're going to measure from the top down to the back length this way and connect with a straight line. So after this, now you can now take all your measurements, okay, your vertical measurements, which includes the chest line and the waist, because at the back we are not going to need the bust. Okay, so you can go ahead and take a measurement and just draft a regular back bodice. Okay, so you can decide to make use of a Armhole Princess cut at the back, and you can also decide to maintain the regular basic bodice, which I just want to use here. Okay, the next thing you want to do now is to take the shoulder measurements divided by 2, take the shoulder slope and connect like so. So for the back, we're going to maintain the same neck width but different neck depth. For the neck width, we maintain 3.5, and for the neck depth, you can decide to use that 3.5, or better still, just maintain your 1.5 or 1 inch. Okay, so after this, now the next thing I will do is to measure my chest line area to create my armhole, and then I'm going to create my waist dart, just like you see me doing. So for the waist dart, I'm going to take 0.5 inch on both sides of the dart line. Now for the back tightening, I'm using 0.5. You can make use of 0.75. So you're going to measure the 0.5 from the center back here and connect to the neckline, or somewhere before the neckline. Then after that, you come to the zipper allowance area. The tightening that we did here, we're going to repeat the process here just to give us a total effect when we want to fix our zipper. So after that, now the next thing I'll do is to create the armhole line, armhole curve, and take my body circumference. So please ignore this first line. I made a mistake, so I have to redraw the lines again. So on the chest line now, from the chest line rather, you go up by 3 inches, or you just go up to the center of the armhole and create your curve, because the curve is different from that of the front. Okay, you can go ahead and add your seam allowance and you label it so that you do not forget. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out on these blue lines. Remember, we do not add our seam allowance to the front, so whatever you have on your pattern, you go ahead and label it so that by the time you are transferring to the fabric, you do not forget anything. Okay, so guys, that'll be all for this tutorial, the drafting and cutting of this pattern. Okay, so the front, I'm just going to write it on it that I need to add my seam allowance. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to be transferring this to the fabric, and we are going to be making a top or a dress. Okay, thank you very much for watching this tutorial up to this moment. So this is the back pattern, and you can do as you like. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, drop your comments, your thoughts, share this video so we can reach so many people. It's really is going to help the channel. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.